Hi, it's Kristen from Usborne, and I'm going to talk to you about some great books for children who are in kindergarten and elementary school. The first one is a book called Questions and Answers, and this one's based on the premise that kids love to ask questions. And so this one's on animals, and so in it, there are questions about animals that they might ask, and they lift the flap to find the answer. So things like, where do polar bears go in the summer, and where do fish sleep? Why do whales make a spray? A lot of really wonderful information, and lifting the flap, getting that engagement in there for kids to make learning even more fun. The next one is one of our beginner nonfiction books. As you can see, it's really thin, but it still has a lot of information in here. And in it, there's wonderful pictures, but the text is large and not very intimidating. There's not too much text on each page, a lot of photos, just a great introduction for a nonfiction book. Currently, I believe we have about 40 or 45 of them. The next one is one of our big books. This one is the Big Book of Stars and Planets. We have 11 big books, and kids love these because they're so big. I like this one because I think it's just beautiful. I think the illustrations in this are just amazing. There's a lot of great information here. Look at that sun, it's just beautiful. There's a lot of information. It's a really wonderful way of giving your child into a certain topic and something to look at. Great book series. The next one is the Sea Science series, and this one has so much information in it. This is great for the older elementary school students or any younger kids even that love learning and love information. And so this is the Explorers, and this one just has so many things. Even I learn new things whenever I look at these. And so you lift the flaps and you find out more information. And in this particular one, exploration, I think this one is neat because this one has a page on exploring space also, which I just think is nice. The next one is a step up from the beginner nonfiction book, and so you can see it's a little bit thicker, and it's the Discovery books. This is a Discovery series, and it has beautiful illustrations in it, but as you can see, the text is a lot smaller. And so there's a lot more information in here. It's a little bit more dense, so it's just for a little bit more advanced students there, a little bit more advanced children. And one of the wonderful things about this age group is that they're really starting to show hobbies and interests in things. And so Usborne has so many books for any interest or hobbies that your child might have. And this is just one of the fun ones for art. So if your child is interested in art and drawing, it's a really great step-by-step guide to drawing. And so if they need a little help, if they just want to try to practice to learn to draw certain things, it's a really fun book. We have so many other art books on drawing buildings and different things, just so many different activity books. This one's a fun one. It's 100 Paper Dragons to Fold and Fly. And in it, there are different patterns and how you can fold different pieces of paper to get dragons. And then the rest of the book is just really fun paper with different guides. I don't know if you can see the guidelines there, but different guides where you should fold it. And the next one is a Lift the Flap on art. And I think this is just a great introduction to art. It's very non-intimidating. It's just a fun way to get children interested in art and to introduce them to some of the topics. They focus on different paintings, different painters, and even when you lift the flap on this one, it shows you how they did it. It's just a really fun book that makes it not at all intimidating. And they have lots of fun things, optical illusions, lots of really cool things in here. Now this book is one of our newer books, and it is absolutely fantastic. This is a phenomenal STEM book. It's coding for beginners. So it's actually computer coding, writing computer programs for elementary school students. And so in it, you use an online program. You don't have to download anything if you don't want to. It's just a website that you use with a program called Scratch. And the student or the child will make its own their own programs and their own codes. So they're making games and they're making animations and they're making different images. It's absolutely fantastic. And then finally, Usborne has several illustrated storybooks, and so they're pretty thick. They're big storybooks, and it's a compilation, so there's several different ones in here. And this one happens to be illustrated stories from Shakespeare. And so there are several different stories in here. And I love these books because not only do I think they're just beautifully illustrated, but I think they're a great introduction for children on different authors. So there's a Dickens one, there's Aesop, there's Shakespeare, or then there's even other ones, Princes and Princesses, enchanted stories. They're just great reading books. So I really love these ones as well.